84, 85, so he's old now. He's somewhere in there, and he just videos his sport and watches it. And if you ring him and the sport's on, he just won't answer the phone. He's really just loves his foot. He loves his footy. He loves Queensland.
Is he still sharp?
Mate, he is sharp. He still runs backwards quicker than anyone. Like he rates himself for getting back. He's had some health issues, mate. He's had a triple bypass and a couple of heart attacks. And the thing is, he doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He's a healthy guy. But, that's what gets you.
I worked something out the other day with David Bowie and Lemmy and all these guys. They're all about 69, 70 years old. And I went, whoa, that means I've got 27 years left. 27 years. It's a good thing to do, actually. Like,
man,
hang on a minute. I've got, technically, if all these healthy, rich blokes, you can't save them. Oh, not so much healthy, but, it's a good,
absolutely.
One day you'll be gone. Time to live.
Whenever I hear the number 69, is not what you think. It's when my mum passed away.
Well,
so, my mum passed away at 69-year-old, and it's what a. And I talked to my mum. I was talking to my mum 5 minutes ago before we got here, brother. Wow. I speak out loud to her in the car, and it makes me feel. Got to wear the cross for my mum. She was a believer, and and here we're going to go a different avenue now, but. These are my beliefs. This is my faith. This is my religion. This is mine. It's not yours. And it's you like it, you do. You don't. I don't care. It's what I feel. And stomach cancer. Never drank. Never smoked. 3 months diagnosed to passing away. Man, it was tough. But forever in my heart. That's it.
Recently, mate. Recently,
4 or 5 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
are you more like her? That was my question, sort of. Where do you get this, you've got some sort of focus.
Yeah, my dad's a winner, mate. My mum was just a beautiful, beautiful person. She's more like my wife and my son. My daughter's a little bit more edgy, like Dad. But, my mum was just the best. It's like, if you met my mum, she'd just welcome you and you would feel so comfortable with my mum. My dad he's the athlete. My drive comes from my father. He's a very dominant bloke. I remember, in talk work ethic, my dad still goes to work with my brother. A bit like, father-son thing, and it keeps him going.
Yeah.
And he still goes and works out there, does what he can, and goes home in the air conditioning. And, he worked, I remember when young kids, we used to go to Tallabudgera for camping, and before it's all the boom gates and stuff, like just primitive camping. And he used to set the tent up and he'd go to work. Mum would look after the kids and Dad would just work. And just, he's definitely, I'll say he's an inspiration to a lot of people, and me included, obviously. And never really got on face to face with my father. We love each other heaps, but I'd never listen to him. But man, I tell you what, I'm just like him. I was listening. I just want to tell him.
Yeah.
So, and, He's
it's
a
funny,
top
mate.
player.
We're men. Like, we've got our own minds, and there comes a time when you get a bit older, you work it all out. He's just another bloke that wants to go camping, but he doesn't want to sit around. He wants to set his territory up, and good. Yeah. The wife's got the kids, good, because they drive me nuts. I just want to get this right. Look, if I get a few sticks, we can make a.
Well, the other things, I do the same thing now. When I go away at Christmas time, I set the tent up with the kids and Jade, and I have to come back to work for a couple of weeks. So they're away on a couple of weeks holiday prior to me. Wow. But, it's just the way it is. Like, if you want to live the life we live, and we don't live out of, we're not trying to be the Kardashians, but, we're comfortable and we want something, we'll go and buy it, or I've got to work hard for that. And, my daughter's 14 and she wants things, and she's a musician, as you know, and, she's got her first paid gig tomorrow night, which is pretty cool. Wow. So, now we're handing the reins to her. Okay, you need something new, and you got to buy it. So it's just the vehicle for Ruby is music, and she's a drummer. She does a lot of pantomimes and things. I took my dad, and my dad's old school. He's rough and tough, and it's a little bit painful to watch his grandkids out there, but that said, I said to him, Dad, this is their Australian title. For me, when I fight and you come to see me win those Australian titles, you loved it. But these kids, this is their Australian title. They've trained all year. Now they perform. And she's good. She's real good.
Yeah.
So, and what she does with that, I'm not sure. And Cooper, I think Cooper's set up for something special. My young bloke,
I'll picture it.
His
dad owns a gym where 40 plus people show up every week and train. That's his dad's setup. He's living this life. It's like there's the famous Formula One driver's son who ends up being the Formula One driver later on, you know.
I don't know if it's going to be boxing, what gets him.
No, but it'd be management of people, no doubt. I bet,
because it's just the vehicle for him. And it comes down to my wife, Jodie. Like, I mean, Jodie does so much for those kids. Because I am always working. I'm always in the gym with the guys. I'm always helping someone. I'm always doing some stupid event like a marathon or, you know, we're doing stuff all the time. We're fundraising all the time. With so many people in our lives, and I'm super loyal to them and they are to me. And sometimes Jay's got to take those reins. And, for example, young bloke just struggled at school. And, it took his mum to say, right, I'm out of the gym. I'm going to get this right. And within the 12 months, he went from a D, C to, 1 or 2 C's and B's and A's. So what a sacrifice she made for herself. She saw the problem and then just said, well, bang, I'll fix this. And so, beside every good man is a good woman, as simple as that. So, I think life's a definite journey, and I think that sport is a massive vehicle. And if you can get back to those kids that train with me, then I want to be part of that. And I see guys that I trained 20 years ago pushing prams, and there's a friend of ours, family friend of ours, the Parkers, her son committed suicide over a girl, and they mentioned me at the wake. I just wish that he was still with Dave. And that's pretty powerful, because I could have maybe done something. Or the best been in the life and the environment he was in when he was with me might have been a little bit different. And that's a powerful thing. Yeah. Boxers that, boxing's a vehicle, but then you look at it this way. If you're a young fella in boxing and that's all you do, you don't have an education, you don't have a job, all you've done is travel, get a few tracksuits and a few training bags, travel. You think you're a superstar, but then when that runs out, they end up fighting professional, and that's all they have, and they fight for $500 every 6 weeks, and they're on the dole, and they've got no education, and we lose a couple of boys, and we have lost a couple of boys, and it's terrible. Because suicide in boxers in Queensland, it's there. So it's a savage cycle, but it's just the vehicle. And you talk about fighting and boxing, people want to ban this, they want to ban that. Everyone knows the risks, and the risks outweigh the danger. I think they do. It's not. If you're in the right mindset, you got the right coach, you got the right mentality. Might have been fighting since 13-year-old, and I've never had a fight in the street in my life ever. And I'm a big party animal. I love a beer. I'm a big flirt, Jodie, sorry, but I am. And, we have fun. And I'm dancing up a storm, and I'm singing karaoke. I'm doing whatever I like. I never intimidate people out there, and I just have fun. And I've never had a fight on the street in my life. And my mother was always, when she was alive, was always worried about it. And when I'd go out with the boys, I said, Mum, it just won't happen. I said, the only way it's going to happen if there's zero choice. Because when it happens, I'm going to unleash hell. And I've always said that to myself, and because it's got to be big. Right. It's not bumping my drink over. It's not going to get it. Yeah. It's not going to call me fat. It's not going to, whatever.
There's a lot of particularly fighters they know the consequences. Man, it's not going to be this TV punch up. It'll be
caught, bang.
Our wives are going to hate us for a start. Someone's going to be hurt. Everyone's getting thrown out. It's not fun at all.
It's just not worth it, mate. And like I've been at situations where it has kicked off, and mate, I've had my boys jump in front of me and stop these blokes, and they're mouthing off saying, "You're tough with your friends," and it all subsided. I was at a friend's party. It all subsided, and then I went up to the guy. He was stood up there with his mates, like 50 minutes by the acreage party, and I said, "Mate, what's going on?" He goes, "Are you fucking, can I swear?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, oh, you're fucking tough with your mates. I said, mate, listen, they saved your life. To be fair income. And then the owner of the party, he comes like, hey, take it easy. And as it turned out, he was the brother-in-law to the guys I'd never met. We're at the pub a few weeks later having a restaurant with my wife, and I said, that's the bloke that chipped me at the party. And I said, I'll go see him. Jay said, please don't. And I went up to see the guy. I said, mate, how you going? I said, Dave Turner. I said, I was at that party, you sort of flexed it up there. He said, oh, man, sorry. He realised what happened. Yeah. And he started training with me.
Wow, great.
Started training with me full circle.
Great. Well, you shared an experience.
Yeah, no, listen.
Much like when you fight a bloke at the end, you're like, that was great, mate. You know, it was all talk before the fight, but now.
Mate, you get those. You get them both ways. You got to get them both ways, I've got to say. There's some people that have a coach and a system and a program and a lifestyle that's hate everybody. Hate. That's what's going to get you there. Nah, man, I'm a lover and a fighter, and I'm good at both, you know.
But you can still, you've got to know that bloke for those minutes.
Absolutely.
You've gotten to know that. It's like, you can keep your tough guy act up, but let's face it, you know.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, we're just blokes, and it's just entertaining. That's what we're doing. We just get out there and have some fun. And that's, mate, I just took 2 boys down to Adelaide late last year, and Hugh Anderson and Danny Jocelyn, I'll give you a rap, boys. Both won the gold medals, and in Adelaide. And, you know, Hugh's Kiwi, tough, hard upbringing, and white boy in New Zealand. It's tough as a young footy player, playing the Maori boys. You know, and he's a bricklayer. Everything he does is tough. He's tattooed head to toe. He's just tough. He feels like this table. He's rock hard. But he fights that way. He doesn't have to fight that way, but he does. And Danny, on the other hand, he's a pommy soccer hooligan, basically, without the hooliganism, a little bit rough. But he would just bleed. In the first 6 months, we would just bleed, push forward, bang, bang, cop shots, didn't care, go, like he was defending his pub, which is what they did. But then he turned full circle, and it was the fun, play, just kept ringing it through his head. And, mate, he just turned his life around. And, now he's just this casual sparrer. He goes very, very good. But he's got the other side. So he has both sides to his game, which is great. And, you need both sides. And so, it's a funny thing. Not every boxer is the same. You can't train people like Muhammad Ali, Prince Naseem. You know, the individuals. You're just guiding those guys, honestly. It's very, very hard, I'd say, to take someone that's got no natural ability to get in there and be any sort of champion. You've just got to go there. The coach say, wow, he looks like he's been trained for 8 months. When Danny fought, people had never said to me after the fights, he fought 2 fights there, an NT boy and a New South Wales boy, and dominated them both, tough fights. And they said, there's no way he's had no fights. I said, mate, I'm a mother's soul. He's had no boxing fights. And that's really good for me. Mm-hmm. But as I said earlier, could I take him on to be a champion? No. He's a 42-year-old man. Mm-hmm. We're having some fun. And it's just a little reason to train a little harder. Yeah. That's all it is. So, you know, that's the road we went with it.
What do you think about the UFC then? You know? I'll put the reason I ask is I tend to not watch big boxing events on TV. I'll watch it if I see some really good act, like watching technique and good fighters. But you know, when a guy can get peppered in the face for 10 rounds sort of thing. You know, what would you think about smaller gloves, say, like on you know, like
when UFC first came out, mate, I thought, no, it's just a joke. You know, it's just blokes. Just thugs. And I was thinking 16-ounce gloves in the gym with sparring, if I can break someone's ribs, which I've done a few times, and if Mark Wilson, you're listening to me, remember that body belt? I put 2 ribs down for that body belt? That's on tape now, Mark, you're done. You know, I think, what could I do with these little gloves? It doesn't seem right. But then once I started watching it, I thought, you know what, these guys are athletes. They are tough. Like, if you aren't in the game superstar ready, it's going to be found out